The first days after the crisis started, the first days, everyone was on this enthusiasm of going out down to the border, helping out people with transportation. Everyone was opening their houses. Everyone was willing to help with their apartments for free. But a week in, and almost 2 weeks in already, more and more people are giving up. And what we are seeing is more and more believers being in the front line. Now we are also getting tired in terms of it's a very exhausting and need. Um, we come at the church in the morning. There are hundreds of questions, dozens of phone calls. Somebody needs just to talk and is scared and crying. So it's also emotionally difficult. And by lunchtime you are already squeezed of strength and energy. So as believers, as Christians, we need to be strengthened by God to be able to persevere, and to not give up. um, it's very easy to get mixed feelings in your heart. People are very different, those who are coming, those whom we are helping. Some are very thankful for everything, and others might have a different attitude. So praying that just God will help us to keep on loving everyone, no matter what we are receiving back. Also, we are trying every day to have a moment when, with those people who are in the church here, shelter for the night, to have a moment when we are sharing the gospel with them. We are giving a Bible to everyone. So um, I would like to ask prayers on behalf of those who already passed through. Probably close to 300 people already who went through our church and received Bibles. They received some brochures with the gospel tracts. So praying that God will work in their hearts and will bring many to salvation, as they were here, and they were very thankful for everything that they received. Um, Praying for the believers here, as we are hearing so many stories, as we are seeing so much fear, so much anxiety, that our hearts will stay calm, and with that we will be at peace, that God is in control of everything. I meet with fellow brothers, and I can see concern. In our church we have a lot of young families and with little kids, and as fathers and husbands, we are not able not to think about our own families as well, and we have to take care of them as well, and we are concerned about their security as well and their safety. And while we are helping the refugees, there's sometimes fear crawling in our heart about, well, it will it be needed for us to pack and go? How can we do this? And it's our hearts are breaking in two, because on one side we are concerned and are feeling responsible for our own families. On the other side, we are seeing so many people in need who already left their houses. I talked to this young man yesterday, and he told me he could grab just a jacket and everything, because the 2 floors above the apartment he lives were exploded, and he just ran out. And when you hear stories like this, you understand that, well, we can't think about us now. We need to focus. These people are in so much of a bigger need. So it is that God will just give us wisdom and discernment, as and peace in our own hearts as we are serving these people. Perseverance. People are growing weary and tired. Perseverance, especially in proclaiming the good news. And I think there are so many physical and material needs every day. You need to arrange phone calls. You need to arrange transportation, food. That sometimes we can forget the main goal which we have and which we are pursuing as a church of Christ, to proclaim the good news. And this is what these people need the most. hear the good news in times like this. So we are preparing now some also some gospel tracts and we made it a decision that every day, everyone who is here for the night, before we tell good night to everyone, we'll have a moment, and one of the brothers from the church, including me, will take turns, will briefly present the gospel, but clearly, and then pray with them. We're also praying with everyone who is. We put them on a van and send them out to border, and we can see these people crushed and humbled by what's happening. A lot of tears and a lot of suffering, and we pray that whatever they experience here will point them to Christ. And that's what we are trying to do, to point them to Christ. Praying for the people who are coming in, as more and more and more people, we talk with them, and I tell them, well, the ticket from here to Poland is 130 euros, and they're like, well, we don't have that money. Sadly, as today I was trying to find banks where you could exchange hryvnia, Ukrainian hryvnia. It's no, the banks are not receiving Ukrainian hryvnias anymore. Because it's going down in value, and the same is happening actually with the Russian ruble. Nobody is able to exchange and to, yeah. So praying for them. And I would add one more prayer request, which I think it might not be in the front of our mind now. My mom is in Russia, and I have fellow friends, brothers in Russia. Russia has been hit severely economically. I talking with my mom. She's selling in a store. She's saying there are less and less products on the shelves. It's very difficult probably now to think about those in that country and to think about their needs when you have these people dying. But there are a lot of people who don't agree with what is happening in Ukraine over there, and they are suffering already. A lot of people who already are at the edge economically over there, and are so I would encourage churches to also pray for our brothers and sisters from Russia, and also pray for those who are there, because they are also suffering. There are many families who suffer because of what's going on in this, and I think this is one a different level of challenge, but it's a place where we should be as believers, to understand that both those who are invading and those who are invaded both need Christ.